Okay. Well, welcome everybody to the first of 5 optional training sessions that you can attend for Canvas. The topic of this session is basically going to be basic navigation of Canvas, how to find it, where to get to it, and sorry, I was getting distracted. There's a transcription thing going on for the video. I've never seen that before. Anyway, that's kind of neat. But anyway, the whole point of this is navigating Canvas and basic course setup. So giving you an idea of what the courses are going to look like and how you can get around inside your Canvas account. So I'll start off by sharing my screen here. So you should be seeing my Canvas screen at this point, and I'm kind of in my main area. I'm actually going to go back out to the dashboard here just to start fresh. Now, the first thing to know is the way to access Canvas. There's 2 different ways that you can access Canvas as a teacher. The first way is via your computer on the dashboard. And mine I have up here, it's the Canvas LMS. And so that's pretty neat stuff. And when you click on it, it should sign you in. If it doesn't, you'll just put in your OPS credentials. And then additionally, if you don't find it right away here in this waffle, you can hit the All Apps area and scroll and find it. So if it doesn't show up at the very top for you like it did for me, hit All Apps and you'll be able to dig through that. Going back out of there, so that will bring you to Canvas. The second way that you can access Canvas as a teacher is via the mobile app. There is actually a Canvas Teacher app. It should be available in the Moodle Manager for your school. And that Canvas Teacher app will allow you to do just about everything you can do on the computer when accessing Canvas. But for the point of today, I'm going to be demonstrating how to navigate in the actual computer itself, just because I kind of prefer to build my classes on the web browser version, but I do know some teachers that prefer the app. So it's just kind of up to you. In my ideal world, I build my classes and manage my Canvas courses on the computer, and then I do my grading on the iPad because the grading is really sweet. We're actually going to be covering that, and I think we'll be covering that session 4 of this optional training thing. We'll go over SpeedGrader and the iPad and all that good stuff. So now that I'm logged in, the first thing to notice is that there's a coming up section, which tells me what items I have coming up, usually assignments, calendar things, and so that's located up here. If you want to get a total view of your calendar, you can click on this here, and this will bring up the main calendar. It'll show past assignments. You can actually click on those and all that good stuff. You can also change your due dates really quickly from the calendar, so you can literally click and drag, and boom, it changes your due date for you, so that's really nice. Additionally, you can toggle between your classes on the side here. So if you only want to see assignments for one class, you should be able to click on it and get it in there. And you can change the color and all that good stuff. So that's kind of the calendar. That's useful. The next place that we want to look is our account area. So there's a few different things you can do in the account area. First of all, if you want to change your notifications. So what Canvas will do is it'll notify you via your email when things happen in Canvas. And you can actually control pretty easily where you're getting all these notifications. So, and how often you're getting them, if you get them at all. So, for example, if a due date is coming up, I have it set that it'll send me a weekly summary. So what that weekly summary is once a week, Canvas will send you an email telling you a snapshot of everything that happened. And I have most of this kind of stuff on the weekly summary area. However, for like something like announcements, like if I'm in a class and something or somebody makes an announcement, I want it to tell me right away what happened. So this is the notify immediately option. And to change these options, you just have to click on it, and then you're able to select it. So you can do a daily summary, a weekly summary, or have it notify you immediately. Discussion boards. Whoops, I clicked on one. For discussion boards, if someone mentions me in a discussion, like discussion mention here, I have it set to the little bell to notify me in my email immediately. I have to check my messages thing. I'm pretty sure that automatically just comes straight to your email. Yeah, so you'll have to just read through all of these options. There's a whole bunch of them in there. This is the default setting that it's going to come with. I recommend just at first to leave the default settings the way they are until you've used Canvas for a while, because then you won't miss out on anything important. And over time, you'll learn what kind of notifications you really want to get right away and what ones you don't care to have at all. So like I have my course content. If someone adds course content to my course, I don't want an email about it. So I just have it turned off. And I've learned that over time that I just don't need that notification. But there are some that I want. And so you can play around with these notifications in order to change how you're notified via your email. So again, this will shoot a notification to your email and tell you. The next thing is the profile area. The profile area is kind of like a personalized area. Some people use it, some people don't. But if I hit edit profile up here using these three dots, I can type in my little biography if I want to, informing my students who I am. If I have social media, like let's say you have a class Twitter or something like that, you can give it a title and put the URL down here for your class Twitter, and then it will add it. So it's pretty nifty how that works. So you get a title, put the URL here, the web address, you can put in your biography here, and then you can hit save profile to add those links. And then when people click on your name when they're in your classes, they'll be able to see information about you. Maybe for the biography area, you could put where you teach or something like that. And then again, relevant links to your classes. If you want to change your profile picture, you just go up here, hover over the photo, click the little pencil icon, and from here you can take a picture right off your webcam if you're really brave. Otherwise, you can carefully edit a photo like the one I'm using and upload that picture by clicking upload and choosing the picture. So, search your computer, find the file, and then you can upload it and change your profile photo. For the people who are here, are there any questions so far about notifications or your profile area? Okay, so I will keep moving on. The next thing to show you is the settings area. Now, in the settings, if you really want this as an option, you actually can. The main thing to look at on this page is this right up here. So if you really want to, you can do a plus email address. Click this here, and if you want to, you can put, like, let's say that you have a side job where you're teaching at a college or something, or let's say you have your own personal email address and you like getting notifications there instead. You can actually add any kind of email address that you want, your personal email, whatever, and you can actually register that email. And then what it's going to do is it's going to send you an email to your device, to your email that you put in to confirm that that email is working. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you the ability to, back in the notifications area, choose what kind of notifications get sent to that specific email. So you'll notice I have 2 email addresses listed here. You can actually set notifications. So maybe you just want to get discussion notifications to your personal emails. You see them on the weekend or something if you like put an assignment in. You can set that here by doing that. The next thing is a QR code for a mobile login. Basically, what this does is it creates a QR code that's good for 10 minutes that you can scan in order to sign into your Canvas. I've not really been able to think of a really good reason for wanting to do that, but the option is there, so I figured I'd show it. And then last but not least, down at the bottom in your account area is global announcements. So if you have dismissed the announcements from your main page, occasionally Omaha Public Schools is going to be communicating with us through the global announcements just to pass on important information about Canvas. And so you'll see those messages pop up on your dashboard when you first log in. This is the most recent one that came out. It talks about my trainings and has links to join. If you ever want to go back and look at your old global announcements, you can go back in here and you can access all of them. And so it's kind of a nice little area to access that with. And that is about that for the account. Moving on, for time's sake, the next option that you're going to have down, I have an admin button because of my role in Canvas, but for you, it's going to go straight to dashboard. The dashboard, long story short, I kind of showed the calendar area up here before. You will not have a start a new course button, so don't be concerned if you don't see that. And then over here, you're going to have your courses that are either published or unpublished. Now, the difference between a published and an unpublished course is a published course is visible to your students, whereas an unpublished course is not visible to your students. So unpublished, not visible, published is visible. And you can publish a course by clicking on the course and coming up here and hitting the publish button if it is not published. If it were unpublished right now, it would be red. This button here would be red, and then I'd click this and it would turn green, and then my class would be ready for my students. If you ever want to see a full list of your classes, you can actually come here to the courses button just below, and you can see your published courses. But if you don't see the class that you're looking for, this is a button that's often missed. It's the All Courses class. This actually will list out all of the courses that you're enrolled in as a teacher, and it will tell you on the side if it's published or not. It'll tell you what role you have in it, and it'll even have past courses listed when you have those. So it's kind of a nice area to find all of your previous courses. Even if you've unpublished them and have put them away, you can always go back and access that content. Next thing down is another way to access the calendar, which I already kind of showed you. Below that is an inbox. This is basically an email service built into Canvas. I have no idea what kind of restrictions they're going to put on this when we're out of beta. So once we're out of like the beta testing for Canvas, I'm not sure what the district is going to decide to do. I imagine it'll probably be similar to the messaging rules we have in Teams right now, where you can message other teachers and you might be able to message a student, but students can't message each other. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do, but I really don't know that for sure yet. But that's what this inbox is. To write a message, you click the Compose a New Message button. You can select a course and send it to an entire course at once. Or you can do an individual person, do a subject, type in the message and hit send, and you're good to go. And then Commons and Help are the last two items on the gray bar, which helps us navigate, but I'm actually going to save those for last. So I will come back to those. So the next place that I want to go is I want to go and look inside of a course itself. And I'm going to be spending a lot more time in my other sessions with how to like actually build stuff in the Canvas course. So today my focus is going to be more on showing you, what a standard course is going to look like in Canvas when you get there, and how you can start editing some of your pages and moving some things around if you want to. So I just clicked on my course, and this is my example course that I've been working on. I was a science teacher when I was in the classroom, but I always wanted to be a history teacher, so I made my fake course a history class. And you'll notice that I have this template that you might have noticed in your Canvas courses if you've already been in Canvas. In order to change some of these, all you have to do is hit edit up here at the top. And again, I'll go over this in the next session, all these tools, but from here, it's basically a word processor. You can add, different pictures, you can change the text and type over it. So like, I believe when you first get into your brand new course, it's going to say insert class name here or something to that effect. So you're able to change up the text and add your own personal touch to everything. And the next piece of course navigation is going to be the big one, which is your modules area. So we have our modules up here, but in this course down here, we also have a link to the learning modules. Modules are how things are organized in teams. So modules are how things are organized in teams. Everything here is a link. So this little icon to the side means it's a page. If you hover it over it, it tells you that. This is a web link, an external URL. There's a discussion board down here. There is files. We can see the little paper clips, attachments. All of these links in the modules lead to other places in the course. So for example, all my pages are going to link to pages that are stored in my pages area. All my discussions link to my discussions area, and so on and so forth. And the idea behind doing this is that you're able to organize all of your materials. So like, for example, down here, I have my American Revolution module built out, and I split mine up by day. Some people do it by unit. It's just kind of however you want to organize your material. But I put my lesson description, my objectives, my bell work. I put my materials that I need for the day located here so that students can find it. And then I kind of broke it out and organized it. And so as you start to prepare to use Canvas in your class, start to think, how do I want to organize my content? So, and like I said, I have a couple different ways that you can do it. So I did this one with bell work, listed all my bell work together in one place, and then I divided everything up by units. You know, it's just going to kind of depend how you want to use Canvas and how you want to organize it. And over time, you'll kind of learn what you prefer. I myself, I prefer the weeks, but there are a lot of people that they actually prefer dividing things by unit. But the main idea is this main modules area is really going to be the main focus of your course. This is where you want to include everything. This is where you want to direct your students. And if you ever want to see what your student is seeing, you can actually come over here to Student View and see what your student is able to see. So you'll notice that some of my navigation items on the side are showing, some are not, and things like that. And you can hit Leave Student View down at the bottom when you're done. And I think I saw a question pop up, so I'm going to pause for just a second and see. Oh, David, you asked one of the golden questions I've been getting asked a lot. David said, I teach 5 identical courses. Is there a way to quickly duplicate modules across all 5 courses? Kind of. I can meet and talk with you about this another time if you're interested in it, but you can use the Canvas Commons to sort of do that. So you can actually add a module to the Canvas Commons and then copy it to all your classes at once. So, I'm going to be talking about that when we go over the Canvas Commons in one of the future sessions, but I'd definitely be willing to meet with you on the side about that as well. And anyone else who's watching that's interested in that. Okay, so you can add materials to your modules. Well, first of all, to create a module, you hit the plus module button up here. You can give it a name. But then, once you have your module created and it's kind of empty, like this one only has one thing in it, for example, the way to add stuff to your module is by hitting the plus button and then selecting what type of thing you want to add to the module. Now, if you've already built an assignment somewhere else, you can select that assignment and hit Add Item. If you want to create a new assignment right here, though, this is where you can do it. And this is how I've always done it. Whenever I create an assignment or a page or something brand new, I'll just click that Create button, give it a name, hit Add Item, and then I can go and edit and add stuff to that page. And you can do that with literally anything in Canvas. So if you want to add a new URL or a web link, you can hit that option. If you want to add a page, you can either pick a pre-established page or hit the Create Page option. For discussions, you can do a discussion topic. You kind of get the idea. So you can either create the new topic right here in the modules, or you can add stuff you've already made. I'll tell you, these items over here in this navigation pane, which by the way, the eyeballs next to it means that it's not visible to students. So students can't see those. However, I never really use any of these. I do all of my course building in the modules. So I create my module and then I hit the plus button and I add my content this way. I just find that it works a little easier for me because it reduces the additional step of me, for example, creating a page in the pages area and then having to come back to my module and add that page to the module. So that's just kind of the way that I work. But like I said, the sky's the limit in Canvas. You'll figure out what ways you like to, increase your workflow. That's great. David said that he enables the grade section so students can see all their work at once. I think that that's fantastic. That's actually a good idea. I might have to enable that in my practice class. And I wasn't going to cover this today, but since that topic came up, I just want to show you real quick that if you do want to enable one of these navigation items, you just go to settings down here in the bottom left. You can go to navigation up here, and then anything you want students to see, you just drag it up. So I just said I wanted to add grades to mine, so I'm going to grab the grades one, drag it up here, and let's drop it right there under modules. So now I'll hit save. And it is now showing up for students. So if I want to double check that, I can come back and hit student view. And we can now see they see the grades item. So that's pretty cool. Questions before I move on to the last part of the presentation? Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a separate training completely on Commons at some point. But one of the other items that you'll notice along the gray bar here is the Commons area. If you click on this, the first time you do it, it's going to ask you to authorize that it has access to your stuff or to your account. And Commons is kind of like a shared area for Canvas content. So, for example, if we look along here, it'll tell us that this is an entire course that somebody shared. So Apple made a Canvas course about Swift data collections. It tells the levels of grades that it's good for. And if I want to take this, it's free. I can just click on it, hit the import download button, and then select all the classes that I want to send it to. And then that will import the entire course, all the pages, all the modules, all the stuff pre-built. And if you go back to search, you can type in, for example, Omaha Public Schools, and we can find things that people have shared from Omaha Public Schools already. So there's a presentation test at North High. So if we click on this, this is a quiz. So if I like this quiz and I go to the details, you know, you can kind of check it out, and you can hit the preview button here and see what the questions are. And if you like this quiz, you can actually hit the import download button here and send it to whatever class you want. So this is just a great location to find stuff. If you don't want to download it right away, you just want to save it, you can hit the add to favorites button. And then from that point forward, along here at the top, there's a favorites area where you can find all your stuff. And then whenever you want to go in and add it to a class, you can hit the import download and add it to classes. So now you may be wondering, how can I add my own stuff to the Commons? And that's actually pretty simple. So I'm going to hop back to my dashboard, and I'm going to go to my course. Let's find something to add to the Commons. So if I go to modules, let's say I want to add my class overview page. I can hit these three dots on the side, and down here at the bottom, there is a Share to Commons button. So I click Share to Commons, and I can choose who can see it. If I just want to share this with myself, I can share to only me. If I want to content type, template, open textbook, I'm not really sure what that means. That's new. I haven't seen that before. Maybe it means that you can edit it and the other you can't. You can decide on your licensing that you want to do over here, give it a title, give it a description, add just a basic image to go with it. You can set the grade level down here at the bottom, and then you can hit share. And I don't want to fill out that whole thing, so I'll just go back to the Commons. Let's say that this favorites area is where I shared it. Well, your shared stuff is going to end up here in the shared area. What you can then do is you can go to the shared area after sharing it. Like, let's say you built an entire module. You hit those three dots at the side of the module, click on it, hit Share to Commons. Then you can come into that module, and let's say we're in the shared area right now. Click on it, and then when you hit Import Data, you can select all of your sections of the course at once. and hit import to course, and it will add a copy of that module to the course. So that's why I think Commons is a pretty slick way of copying things to your class a little more quickly. And I wasn't intending on covering that, but hey, look, I guess I had time. So yeah, that's how you can do that. So, and then is there any questions about the comments before I go over the very last section? Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to show you in Canvas, and I know that this was kind of a quick mini session here, but that's why I plan on doing 4 more after this. The last section that I want to show you is this help area. So in the help area, there's a variety of resources that are very useful for teachers. The first resource is the Search Canvas Guides area. If I click on this, what I will find is I will find all the Canvas resources I could ever dream of about anything that I want. So if I click on Getting Started, for example, I can find information about accounts. Canvas Basics is probably the one you'll use the most. So yeah, any question you could ever wonder about is listed here. What are quizzes? What is new quizzes? You know, things like that. And if you click on it, it gives you an entire guide and sometimes even videos to watch. Which also reminds me, on YouTube, there is a Canvas YouTube channel. So if you're a YouTube type of person, here we go. So here's an example of some Canvas videos, but there is a Canvas channel. It's called Canvas LMS. And they have a whole bunch of videos in here that you can search through as well over a variety of topics if you're a more video-oriented person. So that's kind of a neat resource too. So the Canvas Guides plus their YouTube channel, great place to check stuff out. Anytime they change something, they tell you about it and show you how to use it. It's really helpful. And then finally, the last thing in here is Canvas support. The district has purchased 24/7 Canvas support. What that means is you are able to contact Canvas for help with your stuff 24/7. If it's 3 in the morning, and hopefully you're not doing this, but if it's 3 in the morning and you're working on your class and you get stuck and there's nobody at OPS working to help you, you can contact these people and they can help you. And they are actually very helpful. It's not like calling customer service, you know, at some other company. It actually works. I'm almost going to have to send these guys a Christmas card because I talk to them so much. I've probably used Canvas support like 15 times in the last month or so. But you can either chat with them via a text box or you can call them via this phone number. And so these 2 links right here, they are able to get into your can do basically. Only OPS specific account stuff they might need you to call us about, but for the most part, they can do anything in your course. So, oh, my discussion board isn't working. Why is that? You can contact them and they can go in and take a look at it and hopefully help you fix it. And I think that is time. We've hit 4 o'clock, and I want to honor your time. I know it's after school on a Thursday. Please let me know. Are there any final questions before we take off? David, yes, changing the assignment date from the calendar is a beautiful thing, especially like if you decide to like rearrange your class, like let's say you fell off pace or something. Yeah, just hop into the calendar and drag them all over and it changes the date in the assignment. So it's pretty slick. Can we find the recording of this training? Okay, so you can find a recording of the training on our training videos area in Stream. However, in Canvas, I actually did include a link to that in the global announcement. So if you go to your account and go to global announcements, the link to our training video stream channel is located right here. And so if you click on that, it brings you to our still kind of empty stream channel about Canvas, but that's because I'm working on making some videos with my training. So, but they'll all be located in this folder. And yeah, you can find the link in that global announcement and then maybe bookmark it. Any other questions? Okay, well then that is all I had for you today. I encourage you to check out my other sessions. The next time I'm going to be going into way more detail on page creation and basic assignments. The 21st, we'll do discussion boards and new quizzes, which is the new quizzing tool. We'll talk about rubrics and SpeedGrader on November 4th, and then November 18th, right before Thanksgiving, we're going to go over groups, peer reviews, and something really exciting called Learning Mastery Paths. So hopefully I will see you all here for the next one on October 14th. And it's only so long because of conferences. A lot of conferences butt up against the next one. So yeah, you are free to stick around and ask some questions, or you can take off. Have a good day.